Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, the place where we break down the machines that make the motorcycle world exciting, dynamic, and full of character. Today, we've got something that off-road enthusiasts and trail lovers have been eagerly waiting for. We're diving deep into the 2026 Honda XR250R, a nameplate with history, reputation, and a cult following. This is a bike that has always embodied durability, versatility, and a raw sense of adventure, and Honda has brought it back into the modern spotlight with upgrades designed to meet the needs of today's riders while still staying true to its rugged roots. If you're someone who craves adventure beyond the asphalt, this bike might just be the one that makes you want to pack your gear, hit the dirt, and never look back. When you first set eyes on the 2026 XR250R, it's immediately clear that Honda wanted to keep that classic off-road DNA intact. The front of the bike is dominated by a minimalist yet aggressive fascia. The high-mounted front fender screams dirt bike, while the LED headlight tucked neatly into a square mask gives it both a modern touch and practical visibility. Unlike over-styled adventure bikes, the XR keeps it simple, purposeful, and ready to take a hit. The forked boots, just like in the old days, add both nostalgia and protection for long off-road use. You can tell right away this bike is built to shrug off dust, mud, and rocks without losing its rugged charm. Move to the side profile and the XR250R looks exactly like it should, tall, narrow, and ready to tackle trails. The slim fuel tank and compact bodywork are designed for maneuverability. The seat is flat and extends into the tank, making it easy for riders to shift positions while climbing hills or navigating tight trails. Honda has given it just enough graphics to catch the eye without making it flashy, keeping the red, white, and black color themes alive in true Honda fashion. The lightweight frame construction is clearly visible, and it's reassuring to see how open and accessible the bike looks for maintenance and repairs, which trail riders appreciate. The ground clearance is generous, and the long travel suspension is highlighted in its stance, letting you know this bike is serious about rough terrain. From the back, the XR keeps things straightforward. A slim LED taillight sits under the fender, and there's a minimalist mudguard that hints at its off-road first design. The rear subframe is clean and practical, looking easy to mount luggage or strap on gear for longer adventures. Honda has designed the rear end with durability in mind, and while it isn't flashy, it doesn't need to be. This bike doesn't pretend to be a showpiece. It's here for function over fashion, and that authenticity is what makes it stand out. Now let's get into the heart of the XR250R, its engine. At the core is 249cc, liquid-cooled, single-cylinder engine with Honda's latest fuel injection technology. It produces a healthy balance of torque and power, tuned specifically for a low-end grunt to climb trails, but also smooth enough for highway stretches when you need to get from town to the mountains. Riders will appreciate the strong mid-range pull, making it forgiving for beginners but still engaging for experienced riders. The engine feels responsive without being overwhelming, and Honda has worked on vibration control to make it smoother than older XR models. The gearbox is a 6-speed unit, giving it flexibility for slow crawling sections as well as longer distance rides. Performance-wise, the XR250R is more than capable of handling whatever you throw at it. The suspension setup features long travel inverted front forks and a rear Pro-Link monoshock, both fully adjustable, which means you can dial it in for rocky trails, sandy paths, or even some light motocross-style riding. With nearly 12 inches of ground clearance, obstacles that would intimidate street-oriented dual sports don't pose a problem here. The bike weighs in at around 133 kilograms dry, which makes it lightweight for off-road handling, and combined with its narrow body, it's easy to throw around in technical terrain. The disc brakes front and rear provide solid stopping power, and with Honda's optional ABS system that can be switched off for off-road riding, safety and control are right at your fingertips. Take it out on the dirt, and you feel right at home. The suspension soaks up bumps and ruts with ease, and the engine delivers predictable, controllable power that gives you confidence. On long rides, the ergonomics show their worth. The handlebars are wide and comfortable, the seat height is tall at about 34 inches but manageable, and the riding position is upright and commanding. This is a bike designed for riders who want to spend hours exploring without feeling fatigued. Even on tarmac, the XR behaves decently well. It's not built for high-speed cruising, but it holds its own at 100 km/h without feeling strained. For riders looking for a machine that can get them to the trailhead and then dominate once they're off-road, this strikes a very nice balance. Fuel efficiency is another area where the XR250R shines. Honda claims over 70 miles per gallon depending on riding conditions, which means that with its modest fuel tank, you're looking at a range that will easily get you deep into the wilderness without constant fuel stops. Combined with Honda's reputation for reliability, this bike is more than just a weekend toy. It's a machine that can become a long-term companion for serious adventures. Now, let's talk about pricing. Honda has positioned the XR250R to be competitive in the dual sport and enduro-inspired market. In the United States, prices are expected to start around $6,999, making it accessible for riders who want a capable off-road bike without breaking the bank. In Europe, it comes in at roughly €6,300, while markets in Asia will see a slightly lower price point, making it a strong contender in developing countries where off-road riding is not just recreation but sometimes a necessity. Considering what you get in terms of performance, durability, and Honda's trusted after-sales service, it feels like good value. Accessories like skid plates, hand guards, and luggage racks will also be available directly from Honda, making customization straightforward. At the end of the day, the 2026 Honda XR250R feels like a breath of fresh air for riders who have been missing a true, no-nonsense off-road machine in the modern era. It's not trying to be an adventure tourer loaded with electronics. It's not trying to be a flashy city bike either. It's staying true to the legacy of the XR lineup: reliable, tough, and fun to ride wherever the road or the lack of one may lead. If you're the kind of rider who looks at a dirt trail and sees possibility instead of a barrier, this bike is made for you. So, would we recommend the 2026 Honda XR250R? Absolutely. It delivers that old-school off-road spirit with modern touches, making it a perfect blend for today's dual sport enthusiasts. It's approachable, versatile, and most importantly, built to last. Honda has taken a classic and brought it into the modern day without overcomplicating it, and that is exactly what many riders have been asking for. That's our in-depth look at the 2026 Honda XR250R. If you enjoyed this review and want more deep dives into the latest motorcycles, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Global Bike Buzz,